New episodes every week. Lock in and subscribe. Come on.
I mean, that right there just shows how good this guy is. Because Emma hit a good sequence. He hit a left high kick and went right for his overhand. And this guy blocked the left high kick, went under the right hand and not evaded it, countered him right there.
Yo, and he dropped Emmett.
Twice already. By this time, he's dropped him twice. Boom, clipped him right there.
You know how hard it was for Ilia to drop Emmett?
There's guys that are meant to fight, that are born to fight. He's one of them. You know, he's got the speed, the timing, the power. And what I really like about him just being an athlete, because there's a lot of guys that are athletes, is that he's mean. I don't like somebody when they're athletic and they just don't use it. Like, I like guys that are mean, and this motherfucker is mean.
Everybody knows Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Duh. If you want to follow me for my picks, you know where to go. At Jorge Masvidal. Now, you guys know my favorite thing about Prize Picks is that everybody has a projection and you can go more or less off that projection. And also, if you play online for $5 and use my promo code DEATHROW, you get 50 on me. Team picks are available in 30 states now, including California, Texas, and Florida. Everybody go follow me every week at Jorge Masvidal. Let's go.
Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Jorge Masvidal.
Weren't really necessary. Maybe
They were super necessary.
305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back with our boy Salim. What's up, brother?
Come on, bro.
Let's go.
What's up,
Miami
everybody?
native now. You know, Death Row MMA, powered by Happy Dad, of course. We got a lot to catch up. A lot of shit's happened since we last chilled, man, in the MMA world.
The Max fight, the whole White House card happened.
Damn, was I wrong on that one? Because you said
So
Max
wrong.
too, right? Or
I said Max. I think we picked Max because of the BMF belt. Like, we didn't expect him to kind of go in there and just...
But even if he went in there and wrestled, that was the second time fighting, you know. And the first time that they fought, Max made him quit. If I'm not remembering.
Well,
wrong.
he had like an injury on his neck.
Still quit though,
still
you know.
lost,
So it was like, and it was just going bad from when it started. Now it makes that like, damn, what could have been in that first fight, right? Had he not had the injury. So I thought even if Max, you know, got taken down, I thought he'd be able to get up. Come around, you know, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5 would be able to dictate the pace because Max could keep that same pace. But my hat is off to Charles Oliveira in a major way. I said he was gonna get stopped, and boy, was I've never been wrong.
Yeah, man. I mean, he went in there, and bro, honestly, he could have stood on the feet with Max. He dominated
after
the fight.
After the grappling exchanges, he was able to stand on the feet with them.
He dominated. But as far as like us picking him, I think a lot of people picked Max because of the BMF like title, you know. It's more of a scrappy fight, you know. But Charles had to do what he had to do, you know. And Max's submissions defense was pretty damn good.
You know, and Max has a lot of attrition and willpower, you know, because he was in uncomfortable spots. There was a lesser man probably would have gave in some of those situations.
Yeah, Charles looked strong. He looked aggressive in there. In the first round, when he grabbed him, like he just
body locked him, picked him up,
took him down.
Bam! And you could see Max was like, holy smokes. And then he kept that, which is one of the hardest things to do in fighting, is to be able to keep that poise, to just keep grappling, keep that strength up, because it comes and it goes and it fades. But man, Charles just don't.
He looked great, man.
I don't know, bro.
He looked
that
great.
one hurt me. I lost a lot of money on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
is it tax deductible? I forget. Is it betting tax deductible? Because fuck, that one hurt, brother.
Oh, you put the house on it?
Not my house, but I put somebody's house on it. You know.
We'll see what's next.
Not the first
Charles.
time I've been utterly wrong. There's been other times I've been utterly wrong. There's been times I've been utterly right too. You know.
It's tough, man. It's honestly hard to predict. Really, anything could happen in there. It's just two guys.
Any fight in that card stood out to you besides that one? Any fight that you're like, wow, what a fight?
I had Kyle. I had him going to decision. I had Max. Those are the only 2 fights I placed picks on.
And Rosas and Font, I like Rosas a lot. He's definitely gonna end up being like a top 5 guy sooner than later. Now we see it, but I didn't think he was ready for Rob Font. Yeah. Man, Rob's a stud, bro, and wow, that's crazy. You know, you go 0-3 like that. I didn't go heavy crazy betting on those other 2. Because I wasn't like 100% sure, but I still put some coin on it. Maybe maybe what I start picking, because sometimes I get in these funks where everything I'm picking is going the other way. So now I know it, and I just switch it up. Everybody I pick, I go against them then, you know? Because, dude, this was a bad one for me. 0-3 is not a good thing. It's fighting. That's what I love about it.
Mm-hmm. Anything could happen. Yeah, like I said, I mean, anything could happen.
It doesn't
fun.
like there's no clear-cut winner ever,
No.
you know? Even, you know, you bring up like the greatest, they've had fights that they've been gifted, you know, where they didn't really win that night and they lost. And, you know, I really don't think in the sport anybody's like undefeated in a way, you know, like you name the best of the best and they've got him beat, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the judges gave it to him for whatever reason, I've seen some of the world's best go out there in a 5-round fight, clearly these 3 rounds, and they give it to him for some reason or another. And it's just like nobody's undefeated in the sport. I don't give a fuck what that record says, you know?
It's different from every other sport. It's really different.
Unpredictable, man. And we haven't talked since the White House card. Did we talk already about?
We didn't talk about the White House card. What do you think about that card? What would you rate it 1 to 10?
You know what the problem is with it, I think, is that there was so much hype coming in. Like, I heard all types of things like everybody heard. There was so much hype going into that fight, right? Like 10 title fights, the blockbuster of the millennia, and then they cut it down to 6 fights, you know? I'm definitely interested in the Gaethje Ilia fight. Definitely interested. I think Ilia wins rather easy, you know, but it's still gonna be a great fight because
it's gonna be a great
Gaethje,
fight.
you know, I talk a lot of crap about him and stuff. We've had a difference in the past, but he's a dog. Once he steps in there, you got to kill this guy.
He's never in a boring fight.
Never.
He's always gonna give it to you.
And whether he's getting hurt, beat, outclassed, he's always just going forward for the kill. He's throwing bombs. He's throwing haymakers all the time. So I think Ilia wins that one. Pereira and Gane is a very interesting fight.
I think Ciryl.
Yeah, I could see Ciryl beating him. The size, the distance, the movement, but I also see Pereira maybe stopping him later on.
Really?
You know
the size. This is the thing. I mean, like light heavyweight to heavyweight, and you got Ciryl Gane. That's like a really good kickboxer, man. It's gonna be such a good
and a natural heavyweight.
Natural. He's like what, walking around what, 250, 260.
Easy. You know.
So I think it's a tall task, honestly, for Pereira. But if anyone can do it, it is him.
And is that one for the belt?
Few. It's for the interim title.
But then I heard that these fights don't go on your record. Like,
well,
no, they just said today. Actually, they came out with a press release saying that it will be a sanctioned event, even though it's on federal land and whatever. They were able to get that passed through.
Okay, because it was getting interesting. Now you're gonna be the champion, but it wasn't on your record, and then that was gonna cause so much controversy. I'm glad that they cleaned that up. Thank you for that, Dom from headquarters. This is my father. He loves his son, so. Thank you, sir. Right in time, man. I was yawning somewhere. Gracias, Roy. Forget that. Ooh, that's the Cuban crack lay there. Can the people back home see the amount of espumita we got in there? That means it's done right, you know? Look at that. No como que voy a hacer las hamburguesas más tarde. Now I need to have the coffee brand there so then I can get that little check, right?
Yeah.
This segment is brought to you by we got O'Malley.
Yep. Zahibi.
Which is Zahibi. Who you got in that one?
I think O'Malley.
I think so
O'Malley.
Too. But the other guy's good everywhere. The other guy could grapple, strike, defensively, offensively. He's sound everywhere. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight for O'Malley. I think he could pull it. I think he pulls it off. If I'm betting my money, which I probably shouldn't because everybody I'm betting on is losing. I don't want to mess up O'Malley. But I bet my money on O'Malley.
Yeah.
Know?
I think the other guy's on an 8-5 win streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty damn good right
man.
now.
He's pretty damn good everywhere. That's the thing. He's not anyone everywhere he's not good at. So he could just grab one. I think he can make it real sticky for O'Malley where I could see him being 2 rounds on top just because of his grappling. You know, he could grapple, he could get to good positions. He's very good striking as well. It's gonna be a good
got
fight.
O'Malley in that fight. I think O'Malley wins that. I haven't watched the other guy too much, but I think White House.
2-3 of his fights, I've seen him. He could definitely he could do it all. Jack of all trades. Then we got Ruffy versus Chandler.
That one's good. Mauricio. I think knockout, man.
I think yeah. You know, by coincidence, I've been spending a lot of time with Chandler. Like, not even
Chandler's a great guy. Like, he's
great dude, you know.
But this his last couple performances, I just think, you know, Ruffy's coming up, and Chandler, you know, just being honest, you know, he's a very entertaining fighter. I just think I think he's a little reckless for a guy like Ruffy, and I think Ruffy may
Needs
get
a
that
little
knockout.
forward with his face. You know, very, very explosive. He fights like very, but, you know, his grappling is a little bit better than Ruffy, I think. And if he gets him to the ground, I could see him really causing a lot of trouble for Ruffy because Ruffy's not there with the grappling, you know? And if Chandler's in shape to wrestle for 3 rounds, Chandler wins easy.
Yeah.
He could take him down, and I don't think Ruffy could stop it. It's just, can he keep that pace up? Keep taking him down, keep going through the grind, or maybe, you know, Chandler's not known for many submissions, but I think I could see him stopping him on the ground with some strikes. I could see that, you know. I'm a betting man. I'd probably pick Ruffy on that one, but
yeah, betting, I'll pick Ruffy. Chandler, you know, if he comes into the fight and is just a wrestler, you know, and he doesn't gas himself out in the first as much. He does gas himself out. He tends to gas himself out, but he's just a fucking dog. Like, he keeps going. So, I mean, if he turns into a wrestler and he makes it, you know, hard for Ruffy to get up and, you know, he kind of disrupts his flow, then yeah, I could see it. But Ruffy, man, dude, his leg kicks, see what he did to Bobby Green? That was just fucking crazy. So I think
spinning heel kick was insane, you know. Ruffy definitely on the feet at 155. He's one of the more creative strikers, elusive. I've met Ruffy. He's big for the weight class. You know, he's long.
he's tall.
He's tall. He's like fucking, you know, like stern. He's not just like a skinny dude. He's like, you know, I could tell he's cutting a good amount of weight. On the feet, I definitely give it to him, but I think it's going to be a good fight. I think that one's going to be like fight of the night type fight, you know, not of the night, you know. Then we also got, who else on that card?
Bo Nickal versus Kyle.
I don't know much about Kyle. I know about my boy Bo. You know, I haven't seen Kyle fight. I said that last time we did the show that I had to go check up on him. I got busy, you know, I was working, you know. So I didn't get to see him, but I got to check him out before I give any word on him. But blindly, I just go with my boy Bo. You know, he's my boy long time. Nobody could keep up with his wrestling when he's actually like using his wrestling. I really think he's one of the best guys that ever get in that cage with, you know, 3-time national champion. He would have been a 4-timer, took second his freshman year as a true freshman. Like, the dude is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in that cage. I don't see many people being able to stifle that, to deal with that wrestling, you know.
Yeah, I got Bo Nickal on that one. Yeah, I don't know Dawkins too much. I know he's kind of a veteran. Yeah, I got Bo Nickal. His wrestling's fucked, man. Like, that guy coming at you is not something you want to see. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and the gas tank on him too is what's impressive. His technical savviness. I mean, there's few times I've seen him. And, you know, at ATT we got everybody over. There's few times I've seen him get taken down, but I've never seen him, even though we have some of the best wrestlers in the sport at our gym in different weight classes, I've never seen anybody hold him down, ever, you know. And his submission game has improved dramatically. Like, when he first joined 4 years ago, that was the thing. When he joined, he didn't have to work on his wrestling. He had to work on just striking. And then what he's going to do, once he takes a guy down, which is his jiu-jitsu is like world class. I see him submitting black belts left and right, submitting
Bo Nickal.
Bo Nickal is just like he's become like a fucking sleeping bomb, bro, because he's just putting people to sleep and tapping people left and right at the gym. Every time I'm in there, I'm like, fuck, I hate going with this fuck. You know, I love the motherfucker, but damn, I hate his ass in training because he's like the worst style for me. He'll get to your leg, take your back, and just be on you. 5 rounds of just fucking grinding you down, you know. So I put my money on Bo too, you know.
Yeah, I got Bo.
But I'm not gonna put no money on Bo because everybody been putting money on. I've been, you know, fucking up their vibe. So I'm not putting no money on Bo. I'm just going for Bo.
I got Bo Nickal now.
I think that's it, right?
Oh, and then we have Diego Lopes against Steve Garcia.
Diego Lopes. I no chicks fights. That's interesting, man. No chicks fights. Diego Lopes. Obviously I know him very well. I've seen a bunch of his fights. I would have liked to seen Diego Lopes versus this Argentinian guy that just took out Emmett. That dude is the truth. That guy, I haven't been excited about a motherfucker in a minute. Yeah, bro. Ilia put on like a brilliant masterpiece, you know?
Yeah, it was
just perfect how he did it, how he moved.
It was total domination.
Total domination. But this guy was like, the other guy, Emmett, thought it was going to be a fist fight, and this guy pulled out a gun and just started shooting, bro, because, dude, he was wicked. Could kick, could punch, wrestling defensively was impressive what he did. Emmett got in on his leg at least twice that I remember. One of them was deep, and this guy just shook him off like nothing, you know, and never let him recover in the fight. And Emmett is a stud. Emmett's a dog. Another guy that he goes out in the Shield, crazy strong, crazy powerful, veteran of the sport. I didn't think he was gonna do Emmett like that. Like as I was actually in Quantico with FBI. I was with Cash Patel right there next to me, Reed Harris, Maynard. Everybody was like, what the fuck is this animal that we're watching? He looks like a little white gorilla. Fucking looks like a bodybuilder, but he's one of the quickest guys I've seen at the weight. I'm very high on this guy. I think he's gonna do some big things at 145. If this guy doesn't become champion, I don't know shit about the sport.
Don't be asking me no stupid questions. You know where we at. Prize picks with all the lineups, you know? And you put $5 if you use the Death Row promo code. You know how much you get back, Chris?
How much?
I'm going to hook motherfuckers up this
20?
time.
What, more?
A little bit more.
How much?
50.
Fit? Okay. Nice. Let's go.
50.
You heard it here
For
first.
5, I'll give you 50. Just chill out, though. Izzy versus Joe Pyfer is crazy, bro.
Izzy's comeback fight has to make a statement. If not,
Izzy has what? Like 60, 70 fights kickboxing before he got into MMA. A prime Izzy, I go with Izzy, obviously, right? He's lost a little bit of a beat, hasn't competed in a while, had some knockouts, and Pyfer's just like, fuck, bro. He's got dynamite in the hands, dynamite in the feet, dynamite in the elbows, very explosive, doesn't have the best gas tank. I think I'm going to lean with Izzy on this one. Close fight.
are they going 5? Are they going 5 rounds?
They're going 5 or 3, Dom. Headquarters.
5 or 3?
Because if they're going 5, definitely Izzy.
All day.
3, yeah, I see what you're saying. Pyfer hit that turbo and keep it going for 3.
Catch him under.
Pyfer catches anybody, bro. They're in trouble.
Guys, explosive.
He's boom.
5-round main event. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the experience.
Over Izzy. I like the over Izzy safe bet.
Yeah, I'm going over Izzy. I got Izzy on that.
What are the
I
strikes?
think just it goes 5. I think it goes 5.
If it goes over, Izzy's gonna piece him up. After like the 3rd round, he'll start catching him.
I can see that. But I don't know if he stops him. But I think Izzy's able to do his thing. You know. But it's gonna be a much more competitive fight than what a lot of people are thinking. I think.
Well, he's not retiring. He's gonna keep going.
Keep rolling the dice, right? Get him another fight that makes sense.
If Strickland wins, maybe a rematch with Strickland.
I don't know if they could do that, you know.
Rematch with Strickland,
or maybe another top-notch fight for Izzy. There's a lot of fights out there that he could do, you know. Him and Fluffy wouldn't be a bad fight, you know.
That's actually a good one.
Because Izzy could wrestle defensively enough to maybe keep Fluffy off of him, and then on the feet, it's gonna be entertaining.
I like Izzy there.
I like Izzy too.
You know, a lot of people were saying like, Josh Emmett is 41. Yes, I get that. But he's a guy that stays in shape. I mean, that right there just shows how good this guy is. Because Emmett hit a good sequence. He hit a left high kick and went right for his overhand. And this guy blocked the left high kick, went under the right hand and not evaded it, countered him right there. So that really makes you think like, dude, every time I strike this guy, he cuts the lights off. See, every time Emmett goes forward, he's dealing with it right away, you know. Little tit for tat, and then he draws a line in the sand, and if Emmett crosses him, boom, 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 just doesn't let you off, you know. And I see why so many people are comparing him to Ilia, because he just has like this, you know, centered style.
Oh my God.
Gosh, bro. Te digo, ese tipo es un campeón, bro. I mean, I can't recall anybody ever doing Emmett like this,
this dude's
brother.
Fierce.
Beat the time and the power. And what I really like about him just being an athlete, because there's a lot of guys that are athletes, is that he's mean. I don't like somebody when they're athletic and they just don't use it. Like, I like guys that are mean, and this motherfucker is mean. He wants to hurt you, bro. He wants to put you away. He wants to separate himself from the pack. I got nothing but praise for this dude, bro. I would like him against Gene Silva, because they both have a similar style. I think he beats Gene Silva, though.
That would be a bloodbath.
I think he beats
That would be a fight, though.
Let's see Gene Silva.
That would be a fight.
I want to see him against Gene Silva. We'll find out who's one of the most explosive fighters, most devastating, because they both have a very similar style. They could end you one shot, knees, elbows, kicks, creative on the feet, Both have decent wrestling defense, you know. I've seen more from Gene on the grappling, so I'll probably give a little bit edge to the grappling on Gene as far as offensive goes. But defense, this guy's sound too.
Yeah, if I were to pick, I think either Gene or Arnold. I like Arnold Allen, but yeah, he has a fight right now. That was impressive. That was impressive.
How about him against Yair Rodriguez?
Ooh.
UFC Noche Buena, Mexico, right? I heard that. Yair's my boy, longtime friend. I love Yair. Maybe Yair has a good style.
Yair's fast, man.
Yair might have a good style with the kicks to keep him in Bain, neutralize him. And Yair's another guy that when he gets in there, dude, you gotta kill him. He's gonna give you all he's got every second of every minute. But I think Yair's a little older, a couple more miles. This guy's like on his way up violently, you know.
He said the contract's being signed this week for the title fight against Volkanovski.
I like Gene. I like his style. But you're not gonna tell me after and they're just probably trying to hook up Volk, because giving him Lopes again was like a hookup for Volk, I thought, you know. Like they're really trying to keep Volk there.
Well, yeah.
Giving him Gene, Volk is gonna expose him. Volk is gonna take him down. And on this fight, I'm betting 2 houses.
Yeah.
Lit. I'm going broke on this one. If they give Gene, so he won't beat Volk. Volk will just tap him up, take him down, and finish him
all around.
He doesn't have that groundwork yet. That, you know, he's not there yet to fight a guy like Volk, I think, you know. But fuck do I know? I mean, shit.
Because of this Paramount deal, you know, based off what's been going on this last year, it seems like they want to put on the most exciting fights. You know, the fights that are just gonna, like, that's why Dana said he was just upset about the BMF belt, right? So, like, you know, I don't think they want. I think they'd rather see more of a stand-up fight and more of like a chaotic fight rather than grappling heavy. But that's just what I think. That's just all like.
I lose my marbles.
Well, that's what he said. That's what he literally said. I'm going to sign the fight for the Volk.
I lose my marbles because nobody's more deserving than Mosvar, you know, in a way. And I get it. Maybe some people don't like his style, but he's still exciting because he's not the type of guy that takes guys down and lays on them. That's why I respect him so much. Is he's either striking and trying to submit you when he takes a guy down, you know. His fight was Aljo was grappling heavy, but everybody was on the edge of their seat. That was a fucking phenomenal fight.
He's 19-0 and he's won. He's on a 9-fight win streak.
You know, he comes from an area, the Caucasus area, right? He doesn't have that big public behind him. You know, his English is getting better, but he's not, you know, though he's a pretty boy and stuff, he's not really out there like that, like talking crazy and this and that. So he's not creating like this noise as some other fighters. And then they get that push, as in Lerone has the whole England behind him. And that's real money, you know. That England has always been like one of the biggest countries behind it. So that's why I could see them doing that. And also he has an exciting style. But if they skip Mosvar after this, I don't see, you know, I don't see that being a good move for the UFC. A lot of people lose faith in their ranking system. A lot of people get really freaking upset. And, you know, as it is, he's already fighting Lerone over there, not fighting in England. You know, when we're going over there, when I get scheduled to fight somebody in England and I accept the fight, I know from the moment I saw that on a dotted line that I have to finish that guy. There's no winning a decision.
Yeah.
If I 10-8 you every fucking round, the split decision for the guy from England. It's always like that. When you go to England, you have to. They have some of the worst fucking decisions I've seen on England. But when you go over there, you're an American or you're from wherever the fuck you're from, but you're not from England, you know that from you sign that dotted line, you got to eliminate that other. You got to take them out. Because if it goes anything to a decision, no matter how much you beat them, it's going to go the other way. It's happened many times.
So London's one of those spots, like, you know.
Everybody knows it. You go to London and you're a fighter from not London, you know, I have to finish other.
What other spots? Is it just not from your country, any other country that you go and fight at? You for sure have
London's pretty big, you know. They're big and they have their 1-2 shows there a year. You just know, like, if you go in there, man, you better just take them out. Brazil kind of used to be like that, but now they're playing more even ball. Where I do see Americans that won a decision get it, or a guy from another country they'll get the decision, you know. But really, actually, America's pretty fucked on the judging too. Now, when we're talking about it, on this card right here that happened this Saturday, I saw some of the worst fucking decisions I've ever seen in my life. It was bad the decisions, you know. I don't know. The judging, something has to happen, bro. What do you think about the judging?
I mean, lately I haven't really really seen any.
I've been seeing some bad ones. Feely was bad. Oh my gosh. Dude, they fucking robbed Feely, bro. I saw that fight. I was like, what in the fuck just happened here? I got fucking hurt. I'm cool with Feely. Like, I don't know him or nothing. It's not like he's my boy or nothing. I'm going out to fucking start like a propaganda for him. But I'm seriously fucking bothered by that decision. The incompetence of the fucking referees. Like, bro, he beat him standing. He fucking beat him with the wrestling. I don't know at what point he lost. And I've been there a lot. I have actually the most split decision losses in the UFC, I think, still to this day. And it's like, dude, it sucks to pour everything into a fucking camp to then perform and beat somebody. And then some fucking idiot that is text messaging with his fucking ex-wife or whatever the fuck is not watching it, because clearly you're not watching the fight, you know. Your incompetence level is supreme retard 3000, bro. Like these fights are, dude. That fight was bad, and there was another one that was pretty bad too. But the Feely one was the worst one of that night, bro. I couldn't believe that shit.
What would you say is the worst decision you've ever like seen? Like, would you say that one?
No. I've seen some. Mine's versus
like the worst.
Alocuenta. Quintana.
Yeah.
Me, that was a bad one, boy. I dropped him twice in the first round. Second round, I dropped him 2, and then I lost.
What was your reaction? So like,
I didn't get taken down. I didn't get knocked down. I threw more shots. I landed more shots. And I get along perfectly with Al. I got nothing but respect and love for this dude. But that fight was like, dude, what the fuck? I got to hit somebody with a baseball bat to win. And, you know, eventually after that one, I moved up weight classes, and I was like, But that one was bad. Like,
do you like, after something like that, do you go straight to Dana and like, yo, what the hell?
There's
like,
there's
like
no.
what happens?
That's the last
like,
thing you could do is talk to Dana. Dana ain't talking to your ass.
Wait, but what happened? Like, what do you try to like figure out? I guess who the hell like scored something wrong? Like, you definitely want to figure out what the hell happened, right?
Bro, I wish it was that simple. Nobody's helping you out. Nobody's telling you a thing, you know. And the first thing I was like, dude, I want to just retire. This is crazy. You know?
Yeah.
I had lost some fights before like that. You know, on my way up, I would fight guys in their hometown all the time, you know. And I learned early on, like, not a good idea. But I was so confident, like, I'll finish this, dude. Send me off to fucking Georgia to fight the hometown hero. Boom, lose a split decision. Oh, send me to England to go fight the hometown hero. Boom, lose decision. Like, always like that. Go to Korea, fight the hometown dude. Boom, lose a split decision. It's like, fuck, it sucks, bro. It hurts. But that's also what changed my mind. Like, I have to do at every second of every minute of every round, everything possible to take the judges out of it. And it's easier said than done. You know, Dana would always say, but it's so cliche, but at the same time, it's the truth. Like, well, then don't let it go to the judge's decision. Well, sometimes you have a guy that's just running, that's not even engaging. He's just shooting, diving for your legs, holding on as hard as possible and not fighting, you know? So it's always easier said than done. But there's been some bad ones. One that it just came to mind in England was, it's not the worst robbery I've seen. It's just, it was, you know, I thought not a good decision was Bisping and Hendo. You know, I thought Dan Henderson won that fight, and, you know, they didn't give it to him, but it was in England.
Fuck.
Staying on Volk, I guess, he recently said on his podcast that he thinks Islam's resume is better than Khabib's.
Of course. Two-time champion. And then, you know, people will be like, oh, Khabib's undefeated. Yeah, you could say that, but there's also, of the opinion that he did lose one of those fights to Tibau, Gleason Tibau.
You think he lost that fight?
I thought he lost that. I mean,
really?
What are we basing it on? Strikes?
Wow, that's
have you seen it?
You seen that fight, because that is the one fight everyone.
No, I was there. We you know, we're teammates. We're getting ready for that fight. So I was definitely watching that fight, and I was surprised by Tibau. Truly, you know, I know what an animal and one of the freakiest fucking athletes at the gym, like a true specimen. Like, he could take down anybody at will. The same way, imagine he he took Khabib down 3 or 4 times, and he didn't give up much takedowns to him. It's just like he was just born to grapple this guy. Like, still to this day, he goes in the gym and he could plow through guys, like just fucking plow through them. So I thought he won that fight, you know, but Khabib was also, he had his moments in that fight. He had a lot of constant pressure where he couldn't get the takedown, so he'd come up to his feet and just press him up against the cage. And then Tibau would get off the cage, land some strikes, boom, get a takedown. He didn't have a lot of control, but I thought he won. I thought he did a little bit more in the fight, you know. And then I know Islam got knocked out one time by another teammate of mine, actually.
Adriano Martinez.
Adriano Martinez, another teammate of mine. And that was surprising too because, you know, and at the same time not, because Adriano was another one of these freaks where like nobody could take him down at the gym, crazy heavy-handed, and nobody really knew this dude, you know? So he went out there and did his thing, but after that, Islam's Makhachev's resume
win
was
streak,
like,
you know?
dude, and then to go up a weight class, get the best guy at welterweight, and just dominate him like that, that was insane. You know? So right now, I would put Makhachev a little bit above Khabib, you know. But in all honesty, I still think Khabib is like a better fighter at 155. I don't know. You know, he didn't have maybe as many tools as Makhachev with the striking, you know, and things like that. But just his constant pace and relentless pressure, I think Makhachev maybe takes a backseat to Khabib, you know. But his resume is better, I think.
Yeah, I think Islam is a mixed martial artist. I think he is better than Khabib. But I think Khabib, as far as the domination, like he dominated guys. I think Islam's resume is better. You know, Islam beat Volk twice. He beat Dustin Poirier. You know, he beat Jack Della Maddalena. I mean, 2-time champion, so or 2 weight class champion. But yeah, I think
at 55, besides Poirier, nobody even really gave him like a fight.
Nobody. He beat Dan Hooker in round 1. Who else? He beat Oliveira in 2 rounds. I mean, who was right before he fought Bobby
submitted
Green?
him like quick.
He beat him in his own game. So
Took him down.
Yeah, even though he has those 4 title defenses, he has more than Khabib. At lightweight, Khabib was more dominant, 29-0. You know, he never had like a scratch on his face. Resume, I'm going with Islam. It's tough though. They're both so great at what they do.
I know it never would have happened because they're brothers, but I would have loved to see them fight.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
The grappling exchanges.
That would be insane.
Or just be a fly on the wall in their like good sessions when these guys were throwing down. You know, that would have been a good one.
Khabib's resume too. I think as far as the names, you know, it was Gaethje, Conor, Dustin Poirier. Then before, what was it? I mean, he fought Quinta. And then other than
that was a competitive fight, you know. I know
that
it
was competitive,
like
5 rounds.
It changed up a lot, this and that, and the last second they put in Al, and that was like a good fight. It wasn't Khabib's best performance, but he still won hands down. You know, so after that I thought he really started to pick up the level, you know. When he fought Gaethje, I thought Gaethje would be one of his toughest tests because of Gaethje's background in the wrestling. I really thought Gaethje was gonna be, you know, maybe the guy to crack that code because he could wrestle defensively good. And what I saw Khabib do at that fight, at that level, that to me is like, wow.
I wish he would have kept going, man.
Oh, yeah.
I really wish he could.
But I understand also why.
Oh, yeah. Totally. But as far as a fan, I'm a fan of him.
No, of course.
Man, it would have been interesting to see, you know, imagine he fought Oliveira, you know, like, I mean, after seeing what Islam did. Oh, he would have smoked him. After seeing what Islam did. But at that time,
yeah,
you know, like just that would have been like the Tony Khabib 2 type, you know. But I mean, yeah, resume to resume, Islam is being way more notable names.
And he's also at a point where the sport's bigger, guys are better overall.
Yeah,
know?
so Islam, I think Islam.
I'll give him the resume.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know. Kyoji, to me, I've been saying it for years, is one of the greats at that weight. You know, when he fought Mighty Mouse, he went 5 rounds. In the 5th round, he got submitted. It was a competitive fight. He had his moments, but he was training out of Japan. You know, he's bouncing around gyms in America. He wasn't there. He came shortly after that to American Top Team. He wasn't to us known for his wrestling and stuff, but day after day, I would see this guy, you know, and just improving and getting better and getting better and getting better. And then like 2 years later, I don't recognize this guy in the gym. I'm like, dude, he's taking down All-Americans, national champions. His stand-up, forget it. It's like, he would have been a nightmare matchup for anybody, you know. And I still think to this day, and if you ask the gym owners, the coaches, the head coaches, you ask the training partners, the people there, they'll tell you Kyoji is like one of the best guys to ever walk through those doors. Yeah. And we've had a lot of champions. And they'll tell you hands down, Kyoji might be the best guy we've had walk through those doors. And I've seen him go to war with everybody around his weight class and make it look non-competitive. And I'm talking about everybody. So Kyoji's definitely, in my mind, he's a standout, like above and beyond. You know, we also got guys like Pantoja and Adriano Moraes that are fucking animals. That are, Pantoja's a champion. He'd still be the champion, I think, if it wasn't for the shoulder injury. And these guys have just, it's like metal on metal banging on each other, and I've seen Pantoja just about whoop everybody too at the gym, and Adriano Moraes. So we got these like 3 super fucking stars there. And bro, all I can say is Kyoji's good, bro.
Yeah.
He's that dude, bro.
Yeah, I don't watch too much flyweights. But he's what, top 5?
I'll bet 3 houses if he was to fight for the championship right now.
Yeah.
Kyoji. Everything I have blindly, on him.
He's got to win 1 or 2 more fights.
You think he fights?
I think just
Manel?
one more fight,
Give him Manel.
Yeah, I mean,
Manel
I thought there was some things announced, but that is, a crazy good ass fight. And actually, funny enough, they fought already.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And Kyoji beat him in a tournament setting. I know Manel then wasn't at the best training camp facility and stuff. And also Kyoji had like one eye completely concussed, Yeah, in one eye completely shut. He had like a concussion and stuff like that. So both of them had their things going into that fight. But I really believe that pound for pound, like, bro, Kyoji's like something else, bro.
Well, Manel's number 2 right now, and he's number 5. You think they give him that?
I'm almost positive that's probably, because they're both unbooked, and it really shows I think Manel, and I spent a lot of time with him this weekend over at Quantico. I call him fast forward because he's one of the fastest guys I've ever seen in my life, We happen to have the same manager. Shout out to Ali. And Ali tells me, he's like, dude, I take this guy to extreme, and from 125 to 170, he's sparring all these guys and beating the crap out of him. And I believe it. I see it like, bro, that guy is gifted beyond belief. Very calculated in his striking, super disciplined. He's not out there partying, and he's just train. And God gave him a gift, and that is speed. He's one of the fastest guys I've seen in my life.
Next one, Max Holloway. Who does he get next after this loss?
Max Holloway. There's so many fights for Max always, right?
I think Benoit or Patty. I'd probably go Benoit. Benoit's
I would like 5. To see Patty,
Yeah.
I like to see
names. Patty. Actually, yeah, you're right. I'd say Patty. Name-wise, yeah, Max versus Patty.
Max versus Patty will be a riot.
That's a good fight.
I think he beats the dog shit out of Patty. I don't see Patty taking him down and being able to control him in any way. And I think, Max probably too much of himself probably stops him, because of his pace, his accuracy. He just doesn't slow down. That's a fight to make. But I don't know, at the same time, if you throttle Patty too much, you might break him, Like, I think they got to give him like a build back fight, get him in, and then bam, because if they release Max, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Max versus Patty. The 2 names. I would say Benoit Saint Denis.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Benoit has better grapple. I think he has a better chance of submitting. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think on the ground, Benoit has a better chance.
And on the feet, I think he's way better than Patty too.
Yeah.
He's more composed. He's more technical. He has good amount of experience. He's fighting guys like Dustin Poirier already, and he was doing good until he wasn't, So I think Benoit's a stud, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going with good matchups. Benoit versus Max Holloway. I want to see that.
Okay, I'm going to go with you on that one. Benoit versus Max,
Pantoja.
Pantoja should only be fighting for the belt.
Joshua Van.
That's
He's fighting for the belt right now.
It's like immediate rematch. It's one of those freak things that, doesn't happen often. I'm not taking anything from Van because he's the one that caused that action by pushing the leg up. Pantoja having a post. But it's like a freak accident, We never want to see a fight end like that. I want the immediate rematch. I don't care about nothing else.
Same here. I want to see Pantoja fight for it.
Beats Van, then Tyra fights Pantoja.
Yeah, Pantoja's getting the next shot no matter what.
No matter what.
He's been a champ for so long in that division, and like you said, the freak accident. You got to put him back in there to fight for the title again.
Arman Tsarukyan.
Wow,
dude. Because I want to see him fight the winner of this, but we don't know if he's still going to be in the gulag, right?
It's tough.
Because if Dana is moving that band, I only want to see Arman fighting for the belt. Me personally, I'm a huge Arman fan. I think he's exciting since his very first fight in the UFC, and it was against Makhachev, right? His fucking 8-day notice, something like that. Steps on, who's the toughest guy you got? Give me a boom. No training camp.
One of the hardest, tests. I mean,
For
Arman gave
Makhachev.
him one of the hardest tests. It was Arman and Volk.
And Makhachev
really.
says it himself. You
Yeah.
know, he was surprised. He's like, where the fuck did they find this guy that could wrestle back into me like that? Got takedowns on Makhachev. Was, you know, at some point, Makhachev was the most tired I've seen was probably that fight, you know? And
The wrestling in that fight was beautiful to watch.
It was intense.
It was
The fucking back and forth. And then he's gotten way better with the hands, way better with the feet. I think he's one of the most complete guys. So I want to see Arman fighting for the belt. But let's say that doesn't happen. How about, you know, Max versus Arman?
Yeah.
That could be
that would be dope.
That's a headliner right there, bro.
That'd be dope.
Dude, that's a title fight, bro, or potentially a title fight, you know?
The lightweight division's so great. I mean, you could kind of match up anyone, and it would be like, yo, I'm watching that. I think Arman Charles too. I think we should see that again. I think Charles had a really good, when he fought Arman. A lot of people think he won that fight. I think Arman won that fight.
I thought Arman won. It was close, and then he had that submission locked in at the end.
Yeah,
and then
he had him
Arman
a lot. Yeah,
got out. You know, it was a competitive fight. Arman definitely won.
I would like to see if he doesn't get the title fight. I think him versus Ilia Topuria first. But if he doesn't get that, I think Arman Charles, and then from there, man, whoever gets that fights for the title. You know, it's tough to say Max. He just lost.
Benoit and Arman. I think Arman beats him.
I think Arman beats Benoit.
Yeah.
I think Arman beats Benoit too.
Yeah, a little bit too well-rounded.
And dude, Arman as a striker, he's got the kicks. You see that axe kick? Yeah,
he got speed, man. He got power, he's got precision. And he's got a good gas tank, and it's only getting better. What he did to Hooker was bad, bro.
God.
Played with him, you know?
Dude, and Hooker had him in a guillotine. You know what was so impressive? He had him in a guillotine, and just seeing Arman's flexibility getting out of that, like it just, he's looking better and better. And I think him being active, you know, doing the RAF tournaments.
Side quests he's in Brazil right now again, competing, you know?
He's always in shape, and you know, he's ready to go. But yeah, I think winner of Gaethje or Ilia, if that doesn't happen, I think Charles Arman too. I think that'd be a good fight to watch.
I'm on board for Max. Yeah. Max and Arman. I mean, what better way for Max also to get his name right in there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Max gets a win over Arman right now. His name is the hottest name again. Arman beats Max. You cannot deny this guy, right? You have to give him his fucking title shot, Dana. Enough with your fucking emotional. You got to give this guy his title shot. I don't want to hear it. I know he had back problems and he had to pull out there, but if he beats Max, that's it. You got to.
That's it. Yeah. We need to see Arman fight for the title soon. Like, it's got to happen. I think everybody wants to see it, obviously. But you know, honestly, with the Max and Arman fight, seeing Max's submission defense, especially with a grappler like Charles Oliveira, it'd be interesting to see how he'd do with Arman on the ground.
I think Arman will scoop him up easily.
Yeah, he would scoop him up, but as far as
does he finish him, I don't think.
You think ground strikes end at TKO? I mean, how do you think
I don't think he
goes?
finishes Max on the ground, but I think maybe a combination of his striking, his wrestling, because on the feet he's not bad. Arman can surprise people. I think I could see him, and Max is one of my favorite fighters. I could see him finishing Max, just the overall of the fight, you know, switching up with takedowns, and coming up, high kicks, how he does. He's got good straight punches as well, you know, he's very clean with his timing, and I think his wrestling is way above Max's. Way levels above Max's.
Arman's one of the best wrestlers in the UFC.
Yeah.
Man. He's got it all. He's got it all.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru Usman.
Let's see that.
That to me is like still one of the best fighters at 170 pounds. And he's like an enigma, I still think, to the division where a lot of guys kind of don't want to fight this guy, you know? They try to dismiss him like Ian Gary, like, oh, he's a has-been. Like, dude, Ian, you never were anything, you know? So what are you talking about, you know? I think Kamaru's that guy that a lot of people don't want to fucking fight, bro. Because his striking's gotten up better. Like when he was coming up, he was just known for like his wrestling and just
grappling.
Just hold on to you, take you down. But man, over the course of the last 3-4 years, his striking really started becoming a problem, man, in world class. I don't know, man. The winner of I could see him, you know, I could see Usman getting in there and crushing, you know, the winner of JDM or Pretes, you know.
Yeah.
With his style, where he just stays safe. He's got these crazy fucking long ass arms. He just stay outside, and when these guys make a mistake, boom, boom. You know, and he's got good size on these guys too. His wrestling stuff. I could see him fighting for the title, you know, and he's probably also, I would say, Makhachev. That's the only guy I want to see him fight.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna have to make Makhachev strike, and I always want to see fucking, you know, a whole well-rounded grappling. I just want to see, like in the JDM fight where he took him down, and that's it. You know, JDM's not getting up. Half guard, he's not getting up. You know, and just held him. He's not gonna take Usman down easy, and Usman a ride is not the easiest. You know, on the feet, I give the advantage to Usman as well, and obviously he has a size advantage. So I think if anybody really, I would have to pick one guy to give Makhachev a loss at 170 or amazing fight, it's Usman.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Usman's a dark horse in that.
Definitely.
He's the guy that you got to worry about
Definitely.
for sure. Especially because, I mean, he's been in the game, for a while. But, dude, Kamaru Usman's one of the greatest.
He's always in shape.
Always in shape.
Doesn't taper off from the gym too much. And he's been there, done that. You know, he's fine. Really good grapplers, really good strikers. I think I'd like to see him fight for the title, but I wonder what's gonna happen there. You know, but also we got now the winner of Makhachev and Michael Morales is another good fight. Michael's another good fight for Usman, and I think Michael actually could give Usman some problems as well.
I think I'd say Michael Morales, or honestly, the title, because I mean, there's not any guys in the top 5 that I see. I mean, Michael Morales is dangerous,
and he could wrestle too.
He can wrestle.
Big grappling background. You know?
I don't see Ian Machado Gary doing anything with Islam. I mean, Madalena lost. Bilal's not getting the title shot. You know, Carlos Prates, I think one more fight. Yeah, I agree. I think Kamaru Usman or Michael Morales or Kamaru Islam. Yeah, I like that. Morales versus Usman could be crazy.
Oh yeah, crazy fight because Michael's wild on the feet. Explosive. Maybe he's like a tad bit faster than Usman, but he's not as polished as Usman is. Usman's kind of taking his time, you know, reading, writing, good fakes, boom, 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 and then he'll go for the takedown, control. Now you know you're behind, you get back up to your feet, he just stays poised and just keeps touching you, you know. But Michael's a fucking like a wild card.
And
like
he's a judo background.
Has a judo background, has a wrestling background, and we haven't seen anybody get to his legs and like really show us how much he could wrestle, right? So
he's tall, he's lanky.
Big dude. He's actually bigger than Usman. Usman's one of the bigger guys at the weight. He actually good size above Usman, I think. I don't know, that'd be a great fight.
The last fight, Usman fought a guy like Hamzat, long. But Morales is probably taller than him, right? Would you say? Probably the same height.
I think Morales is a little bit taller because if I'm like 5'11", Usman's like 6 foot, 6'1", and Mike's maybe like 6'2". 6'2" and change, maybe.
That would be a great fight.
Great fucking fight, bro.
Number 3 versus number 7. That'd be dope.
I'm gonna give you 5 numbers, different numbers. They're all sort of statistics. So it could be like pay-per-view views, it could be submissions, knockouts, losses, a year where something crazy happened. So the fighter that we're gonna do for this is called Connect 5 for John Jones. So the first number is 860,000.
Sorry, explain that again.
So it's associated to John Jones's career.
With Daniel Cormier. That's how many pay-per-view fights he sold.
So that's the pay-per-view, and then you have to tell. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
What's the grand prize? I'm happy, Dad. Let's go. Load me up.
Okay, this is good.
The next one is 7.
7 title defenses for who are 7 title defenses? Dominic Cruz or something?
Jones is way more than 7 title defenses.
Oh, this is all related to John Jones.
Yes, all John Jones.
Oh, okay.
How many DUIs he's got? I don't freaking know, bro.
So it's just got to be a number of like anything associated with
anything statistically.
7. I don't know.
Tell us, headquarters.
Submissions.
Okay.
Okay, now we got 1.
No contest?
Yeah, that's it. 1 no contest.
Yep. That was easy. 2011.
champion? No.
Yeah.
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 First
let's do one.
championship.
First championship.
Like it's Shogun.
That was a crazy fight, but that's my favorite version of John Jones. Wild man John Jones. Flying knees, takedowns, spinning elbows, not giving a fuck.
Last one. 11.
Title defenses?
Yeah. No.
Stoppages?
He has
Stoppages?
like 16,
KOs?
right?
KOs.
Jones has 11 KOs?
Like TKO, KO, you know, because he takes guys down and tortures them, bro. He cooks guys on the ground.
That guy wants to hurt
dude.
you. His oblique kicks. You ever seen that clip of him talking about when he fought Santos? He's like, if a guy's trying to give me brain damage, then I think it's my right to give him a limp for the rest of his life or something. That's like crazy to say.
I personally not a fan of the oblique kicks, I always say. And for a long time, they were legal. And then they never really said they were legal, but they were allowing to do them. I don't like them because when your knee snaps back like that, it only takes one and your life is forever different, you know?
I'm going to name you 3 fighters. You have to pick one you want to fight with, train with, or be friends with, okay? So you have Nate Diaz, Ben Askren, Conor McGregor. Who would you fight with, who would you train with, and who would you be friends with? That's good. This is good. This is good. I love the names. The names are good.
All right, I'll be friends with Ben Askren.
Yeah.
We already are, you know. But I also want to train with Ben too, so it's a weird one because I definitely want to train with Ben, you know. I think he's always been a savant in the wrestling where it's never really been my strongest point. But I would say train with Nate because I already whooped his ass twice and fight fucking Conor's bitch ass, you know.
Okay.
That's what I would say, easily, you know. And with Nate, I'll just have fun in training with him. Like it'll be fun. We'd have a good training session because we're both the same. That once we get in there, we're gonna fucking get after. So I'll be friends with my boy Ben. Bam. Whoop up Nate in training real quick, and then decapitate Conor. Give me that motherfucker. Take his head off his shoulders, bro.
So you're naming 3 fighters who have yet to win a UFC belt, and that you think can win a belt.
I'm gonna say Kyoji. Easy one. Easy pick. He'll get a belt. Right? Because it's fighters that haven't won a belt in the UFC that can get it. Kyoji Horiguchi. Or, again, I don't know shit about fighting. I don't know.
You know what I would say? You know, eventually, I know he just fought for the title and everything, but Umar Nurmagomedov, I'll say he'll be a champion.
Yeah, that's a solid bet.
I think eventually he'll be a champion.
Yep.
For him, I think it's just going to take a little bit more time. You know, he's got to fight these contenders. I think it was a little premature for him to fight Merab. I don't think he was ready. But I think eventually, after, 1 or 2 more fights, he'll probably fight for the title, either fight Jan or Merab. I think Merab will get that title back. But I think he'll get it the next time he fights for the title for sure.
I could see that. He's still crazy young. Really until that moment, he was like untested. He was just steamrolling through everybody, and that's why they shot him for that title, And I was worried at one point that they were just going to immediately have him fight for a rematch or something again. I'm glad that now they're taking the time with him and letting him develop because he's young, man. He's young. He's got a long, bright future in the sport. So I could definitely see Nurmagomedov getting a belt at some point, Oh, this one boy, 45er Vallejo. Like, dude is... And he fights the way I like guys to fight. Like, just let it go,
Who knocked out Emmett?
The guy that knocked out Emmett is, like, scary, bro. I want to see more of him, obviously. But fuck, like, there's a little bit of luck in politics and getting these belts, I think, at times. But you also have to be born with, like, certain gifts, And he was born with all of them and then some. He could strike. He has the strength to wrestle guys. He's got speed. He's got power. Now we got to see how that endurance is when he's facing these, like, top 10 guys, I'm giving him a lot of praise. He fought Emmett, which was a very good style for him, but at the same time, it wasn't a very good style for him, And he just made it look easy. So I can see this guy getting a belt.
Fuck, I want to say Arman, but Ilia's too... I'm sorry. People think, people have... I want to say this too. A lot of people think, Arman's just going to wipe through Ilia. Oh, he's scared of Ilia. Bro, you look at that matchup. Like, I don't know what the hell people are talking about. Like, they act like Ilia's just going to, like, Arman's going to take him down and beat him up. Like, they got to look at past fights. They got to look at how Ilia was when he fought Charles. You got to look at his stand-up. And I think Ilia wins that fight. I don't think Arman wins that fight. But to go back to who I think is going to be a champion, I think Mosvar. If the UFC, gives him that chance, I think he could give Alexander Volkanovski problems. I mean, on the ground, man, it's just
Mosvar, it's like a guy like explosive, flying knees, spinning elbows, just crazy creative, and has wrestling defensive prowess, right? Like he can get taken down and pop up to his feet. That's a guy that it takes to beat a guy like Mosvar. But I think Mosvar gets it done, and I'm gonna go with Mosvar as well because I see Mosvar beating Volkanovski. I see Mosvar beating Gene Silva. I see Mosvar beating a lot of these dudes, bro, and just drowning them. Just like he has it, bro. He's literally another one of these freaks, bro. Like born with a third lung.
Dude's jacked too, bro. Doesn't he do like 1,500 push-ups a day?
No, like every Wednesday he does like once a week, and he'll
1,000 push-ups.
something crazy like that. And
1,500.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah, and that's his workout for the day. But the dude, his drive, his dedication, like he walks into practice and in a practice room will be like, okay, he's 145, and then all the 170 pounders over there. So he'll do his warming up and stuff with the 45ers. Then he'll come with us, and it's not like, oh, it's just a 170 pounder. It's like guys that are fucking in the UFC, that are top 10 guys that are in Bellator or whatever whatever Bellator has become now, or guys that are in PFL. Like he's getting it with fucking good guys. I see him going with good grapplers, and he just has this pace where he drowns guys. And a lot of it is also God-given ability. He was born with a third lung, but a lot of it is also his training. He's one of the few guys that after we have a 2-hour practice in the gym, he goes on. He has like another 30 to 45 to an hour more worth of work. He'll go running. I've gone running with him. We hit the bag. We'll get on the air down. He'll just stay there 30 minutes, just keeping that pace. Boom, boom, boom. So the guy really gets after with the cardio. It's just, can he get his hands a little bit better? Things like that. So then that's it. He becomes like unbeatable. Like if he gets just a notch better with these hands, forget it. This guy's going to hold that belt for a long time, because once he sucks into his world, whether you defend his takedown or not in his first attempts, that doesn't even matter, because he's got a good comparison. It's like kind of like Merab, where just Merab, it doesn't matter.
He just keeps going.
He has like
keep
20
shooting.
attempts per round, no problem. Boom, boom. It's wearing the guy out mentally and physically. Mosvar is the same, where he's not getting tired. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discourage him in his head or his gas tank. If he fails the first 30 takedowns, it's like nothing happened. If anything, it might hurt the other guy if he didn't make some damage away, because the guys are having to expend energy to defend that takedown, and opposed to the energy that he's spending going for the takedowns, it's crazy, bro.
Mosvar. Eventually, bro, Mosvar will be champ.
Yeah, I see that, Say Yurosov could definitely do it at 170. Yurosov just came in the UFC. I think he has one fight. He has another fight coming up. This guy has a bad style for everybody in the top 5. Like, really bad. Even the current champion, Makhachev. He's naturally bigger, and I'm telling you, the moment that they wrestle, Makhachev will be like, holy smokes, this dude can fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
His striking's getting there. Kicks, punches well. But another guy that has like that freak cardio where he comes, rolls with all, because he's a 70 pounder. He comes with all the 70 pounders, rolls, and he goes with the 85ers. And I see him work all the 85ers. He goes all the way up to light heavyweight 205. He's just cooking guys. You just put him in the pressure cooker and just cooking these guys. Great style too. I definitely could see Yurosov getting that belt at 170.
I know Ulberg is about to fight. I think Ulberg's another guy too. I know he's about to fight for the title.
He's gonna get that belt at some point.
Yeah, for sure. At some point, he will be champ. I think Ulberg.
I love both these guys, Ulberg and Jiri. Since Ulberg started his first UFC fight, I was like,
That's
all
gonna be
right,
a great
nice
fight, man. In Miami. That's gonna be a great fight.
Who you got?
Dude. I'm still going with Yair. I gotta watch more of Ulberg's fights, like too. After we were talking about him, I did. That one's gonna be good, man. I don't know. Fuck Yair. I think Yair. He got Ulberg.
Jiri's one of my favorite fighters, because the way that he carries himself in the cage, out of the cage is Bushido spirit, samurai. He's gonna die out there, and there's not a question. I've seen him losing 1, 2, 3 rounds, and the determination doesn't stop. He's gonna keep coming at him. But Ulberg is more polished. less miles, and he doesn't make as many
Younger,
mistakes.
yeah.
That's why Jiri has to also, as creative as he is, and he makes these openings, he also does give his chin away at times. He does these like mistakes that, you know, he has so much heart and conditioning that he ends up bringing himself back, but he does have like underlying mistakes that he makes, you know, like things that he does that are, you know, could get him into trouble. As an Ulberg, though he doesn't have the experience of fighting those high level characters, he just stays very technically sound and still gets the job done. You know,
Well, he's got a lot. I mean, like you said, I mean, he's young. There's so much time for him.
And I don't think he's had a fight yet that challenged him, you know?
Yeah.
And he's
Well, this is
fought in
gonna
some
be this.
killers already.
This is
No,
it.
This is it. This is definitely
This is it.
But I'm putting my money on Ulberg.
Yeah.
You know?
I think eventually, I got Yuri in this fight, but I think eventually Over will get that title. I think he's one of those guys that will, you know, he'll have a UFC belt, you know, wrapped around his waist. So
Nate Diaz is fighting Mike Perry. I know we reacted last week to Ronda and the whole Netflix thing. There's a lot of smoke going on around online being like, the Netflix is better than the White House card. Like, MVP is taking things away. It's a better product in the UFC. What's your opinion on that? Because I know you're tight with some of the MVP people too. What's your take on MVP getting into MMA?
I like it, you know. I like it a lot that, say what you want about Jake Paul, but he's giving fighters another avenue, right, to make money, you know, and not just like, money, like good money. You know, I heard Ronda's getting paid well, Gina's getting paid well, Nate's getting paid well, Mike Perry's getting paid well. It's also Netflix money. I love it. Any avenue that creates more eyeballs and more prize money for us, I love it, because I started the sport before the Ultimate Fighter was even there, you know, before we were like on TV, before the UFC was like cool. But back then when, like, if I was getting my medicals done and like some old lady is like, oh, why are you here? You know, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm an athlete. Oh, what do you do? Oh, well, you know, gotta get my eye exam because, you know, I have a competition coming up. What type of competition? Well, I fight in a cage and so.
yeah.
What? No wonder you have a tattoo on your neck, you thug. And it was a way different landscape when I got into the sport, and slowly but surely we went breaking down barriers and walls and everything. Now the sport's where it's at, and I love it, you know. So things like this will expose us to a whole new generation, eyeballs that never probably even seen fighting, you know. The numbers are just so massive on Netflix, you just don't know who's even going to tune in. So I love that for the sport. I think it only makes the sport go bigger. But now, if you ask me straight up, like, what card is better, because you just said it, Dom. Dom at headquarters is the one that asked this question. I'm gonna answer you very, very blunt. There's no comparison, right? Like, you got two ladies that are 45 years old, 50 years old. Gina, I love her to death. One of my favorite females, because she took the sport there. She took over Strikeforce. I actually fought in the same cards with her once or twice. I met her. She's like a good person, you know. But she hasn't fought in 17 years. You know, and Ronda, I mean, after Holly Holm cleaned her clock, you know, like you know, she didn't come back. She didn't do nothing for a while either. And then she fought Amanda. Amanda cleaned her clock. She disappeared off the face of the earth. It was bad. And we don't even know if she was training this whole time, what she was doing. So am I excited about that fight on that level? I want to see the fight, but it's not going to compare to Ilia fighting Justin Gaethje ever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no comparison.
There's a lot of notable names.
There's a lot of notable
Ngannou,
names.
Ronda,
But
Nate.
then, okay, so then now we'll go to the co-main event. Perry versus Nate Diaz, Ngannou versus Pereira. Pereira versus Gane, Ciryl Gane. Sorry, I messed up there. There's no comparison, you know. And then Ngannou fighting Philip Lenz, which, interesting enough, we had Philip in our tournament. You know, he was gonna be in my 16-man bare knuckle heavyweight tournament, and they called us up and it's like, man, we're getting offered a good bag to go. I was like, go for it, brother. I don't stop people from making money. It's more money than we were offering, so I said, go for it, man. God be with you and go get your money, you know. But if you're asking me, would I rather see Pereira and Ciryl Gane or Ngannou and Lenz, it's an easy one, you know.
Yeah.
So I think head to head, they don't have that talent yet. But who knows? 5, 6, 7 years from now, if they're offering the bags, right? And now a young me when I was 17, 18 years old, where I care about, you know, the brand and the brass, but I'm a hired gun, you know. And the young guys are coming up and they're like, man, you're gonna make XYZ over here, not as much in the UFC. It's a different story, you know. But as of right now, there's no head to head. There's none of that. UFC is just way ahead of everybody else and by light years, you know. Even when they have like a card that you think is not that good, I mean, dude, you still have guys that have been training since they're like 4 or 5 years old that are in the world's fucking top 5, top 10 in the world, fighting another guy that's another same thing, training since he's like 4 or 5 years old. There's just no comparison, you know. There's no comparison.
Yeah, Alex Pereira against Ciryl Gane. That's
a
probably
main
going to be one of
event
the best
anywhere.
kickboxing matches ever.
That's a main event in any. Imagine if that
Ilia
was on
Topuria,
imagine if that was on Netflix. Ciryl Gane and Pereira. Imagine
that would yeah.
400 million views live. Like, what are we talking about?
Ilia
You know?
Topuria, Justin Gaethje is going to be a banger too. As far as you know, what Jake, like you said, what Jake's doing, it's fucking awesome.
I love
you
it.
Know?
I love it.
The names on that card is.
I love it.
I mean, it's great for Netflix. It's great for fighting. But yeah, as far as like watching the sport of MMA and the high level competition, you know, Pereira and Gane, Topuria, Gaethje. I mean, they're young, they're fighting in their primes, you know. But yeah, I'm still gonna watch the Netflix. I'm still gonna watch
the Netflix 100%.
But White House is better.
And I'm gonna, you know, talk about it and I'm gonna promote it. And I hope that they get 100 million views and it takes the sport to another stratosphere. But those comparisons that I see online and comparing the cards, like it's not there, you know. And no diss on any one of those opponents fighting on the Netflix is a great card, but it just, you know. And if they keep doing this, like I said, because a lot of times you see promotions come and go in MMA. They pay too much money, they're not responsible with the money, and they disappear, you know. I know Netflix has forever money, but at the same time, like everything, you know, even with Turk, Al-Sheikh and all that boxing stuff, we've seen it go away now. Now they're not doing these mega fights no more because it costs money. You don't always get that money back. Is Netflix going to be able to recuperate it in eyeballs? I don't know, you know. Hopefully they could throw on 20 shows a year and then take MMA where we want it to go. But I don't know, man, you know. It's a tough uphill battle.
Could you see yourself fighting on one of those someday once the UFC thing is finished? Or
so I got offered to fight on this card. I had a very good, nice offer from Netflix, but UFC had other plans for me. They said no, we're gonna use you, and you know we're gonna break the news here first on this podcast who they want me to fight and when they want me to fight and where they want me to fight, you know. And I was talking to Nikisha, you know, I get along very well with Nikisha, and but love for him for even thinking of me and calling me up and stuff, but it just it didn't work out, you know. So I had the first offer before they gave it to Nate. It was me, and I desperately wanted to take the fight, but UFC has a good plan for me. And they told me the plan, I like it, and we're gonna see it through now.
So you're coming back?
Coming back now,
Holy
you know.
shit, let's go.
I'll show you guys the message from Hunter where it says "Welcome back home," blah blah blah, you know, and then we can show some of that up on the thing, you know. So I had a good long talk with Hunter, and there's a nice little deal for me there, so I'm gonna take it.
Hell yeah.
do you know who you're fighting yet? I know you can't say it on camera, but do you know?
No, we don't know who I'm fighting yet, but we have like 3 good candidates there.
Could you say weight class?
170.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah. So, you know, shout out to Hunter, shout out to Dana. Thank you guys always for taking care of your boy.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. You know, and I'm not just coming back for one. You know, that's the plan. You know,
so you wanna continue fighting the UFC for sure.
Definitely want to do a couple fights. I've had some other options. Now, this is why I love the UFC. You know, like I can't ever bite the hands that feed me, and that's why with Ronda, it's not. I don't have nothing personal against her. I love what she did for the sport, but the UFC not only gave us the ability to be known, to be household names, as long as you went out there and got after it. But in my personal case, they let me go do boxing matches. They'll let me do different things. As long as it's not directly MMA that competes with them, they'll let me go and get this money. So we got some good plans coming up. It is going to be some UFC with some boxing that they're allowing me to do, but not on the Zuffa boxing. So they're going to let me go make my money elsewhere. And I love it, you know. I love it that they, not only do they feed me, but they let me go feed myself.
Wow. That's big news, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's my utmost pleasure having our boy, Salim. The more we have this guy in here, we know we're just going to keep him around. Next fight, we're gonna have him here breaking it down with us. Thank you, Salim, for your time, brother.
Yeah, thanks for
For
having
your
me, man.
insight. You know, it's crazy, man, how much you know about the fighting and stuff, man. It's good
I love it, man. I love it, man.
to see that you're that invested, you know, fights from way back then. The next time, what I think we gotta do, Dom, is throw on like the old school Pride fights and go through them with Salim.
I'm
Show
down.
him some of these tournaments I came up watching. It's gonna blow your mind, you know, where soccer kicks are allowed. The
What?
land of Japan. Soccer kicks to the face. You know, you're gonna lose your shit, brother. It's some good shit. So catch us in the next episode. We'll be back before you know it.